The story begins on planet Vegeta. Baby born much earlier because the energy radiating from his body would cause harm to his mother. He would happen to be in an incubation capsule. Something that shocked all the doctors was that this child's power was null. Something about the baby's hair would change to a purple color, which would destroy everything. What's supposed to be going on? His power's practically nil, but even though he doesn't release any power, he's wreaking havoc. We should definitely inform the King of Vegeta about this. It might be about this legendary Super Saiyan. Haha, don't say stupid things. The legendary Super Saiyan was so great he could destroy a planet, while his singular pressure was capable of making all the inhabitants fall to their knees. Of course I've heard those legends. Although at the end of the day, we might as well call them fairy tales. It doesn't matter, we have to report it. The doctors would report everything to King Vegeta. When he arrived to the incubation room, it would not take importance. The power of the baby was null. Unlike the power of Broly, a small baby that his power was on that occasion capable of surpassing the elite class. This is unforgivable. The only one that should be the legendary Super Saiyan is my son. I want that baby exterminated. But, my king, he may be the legendary Super Saiyan. You wouldn't want something better for him to be on our side? Because, with your help, our power will be increased in power. No. I've given the order to execute that baby. I can't allow a baby to be more powerful than me, much less our legendary Super Saiyan. Bardock, Kakarot's father, arrived from the missions, realizing Kakarot had been sent home in an incubator.
I don't know if you would arrive today. What do you think it would be for Kakarot? He was born earlier than planned, and since his energy hurts me, it was very different energy than that of Raditz, who was born with it, but the radar didn't detect his power. Bardock, with the help of his tracker, would try to measure Kakarot's power being null. Gine, we're a low-class warrior. It's normal that her son has zero power, since apparently he won't be a warrior like me. That doesn't matter, Bardock. Look! His hair is identical to yours. I already want to see how he grows and looks more and more like you.
Since I've arrived at my mission, I feel very bad, but he'd be interrupted by the incredible power, which despite the tracker not detecting any energy, a pressure would make them kneel. No matter the rank, even since the elite soldiers were around that place would fall to their knees. This incredible pressure would happen around 4 kilometers. What's going on? I haven't felt this pressure in my life. New enemy? Ugh, my body hurts. I can even feel my bones. Bardock would look up and see nothing, noticing Kakarot's hair would change to purple, while every incubator was cracking because of the power he was releasing. Bardock was surprised by the energy his son gave off. Kakarot, you're a boy, but please calm down. If you continue to release this pressure, you'll end our lives. A much higher pressure was able to fall on the planet Vegeta and would fade away after 5 seconds, but in those 5 seconds, all the inhabitants of the planet felt like death was coming. Kakarot's hair would return to normal, and the pressure would stop. Bardock, in a little pain, would stand, and the inhabitants who were not warrior class would be out of combat. Wow, I can't believe my son can release that pressure. Why is he able to keep this power at 0, though? It's a new power that, even for our trackers, is untraceable? I don't understand what's happening. On the planet far away from the Universe 7, the energy of a baby Kakarot was perceived by Whis. The energy of the god of destruction Beerus, and his energy was released, not being able to be felt by any mortal who could understand the divine energy. Only beings understanding this energy could feel the power of Kakarot being released. Well, this event is 1 in a million, a Saiyan born with divine energy. Since it is the 18 universes who created the 3 warriors able to be born with divine energy, without saying the feats have been able to be achieved, this Saiyan baby has that of a 4th warrior. Whis would start walking over the planet of God Beerus, without warning, realizing that God was resting on the planet of Vegeta with the Saiyans. Arriving a few minutes, specifically at Kakarot's house, the power of the god of destruction was seen. Bardock would notice the pressure of Whis, because he would help Gine lie down in the room to rest, recovering from the pressure that Kakarot had released. I feel proud, but at the same time confused. I don't understand Kakarot being born with that power. He was the savior of the entire race, his power would be on another level. Bardock, returning to the incubator, would observe Whis, who was watching Kakarot. I don't know who the hell you are, but you better stay away from my son's incubator if you don't want to get hurt. Whis, without paying the slightest attention, would continue to observe Kakarot. Bardock, angry, this time would throw caution to the wind and against Whis. But the outcome was obvious, since Whis, without taking his eyes off Kakarot, would stop Bardock's blow with his fingers because he would return to observe. I have no plans to do anything with this baby. I just want to observe him and understand how he could be born with the energy beyond the gods of destruction. Bardock would be surprised, not by the fact that Whis stopped his blow, but by what he said. What'd you say? What do you mean by the energy of the god of destruction?
I introduce myself. I'm Whis, the angel of the god Beerus. I'm sure you've seen us around planet Vegeta on multiple occasions, since we do come recurrently.
Bardock would remember Beerus giving him reverence each time the purple-skinned guy would appear in front of him on the planet, as he was able to humiliate King Vegeta completely. But if you're the warriors who are capable of bending Frieza...
The power of Frieza is a child. It's trying to be compared to an adult to a baby. Although Frieza does have great power, it doesn't compare with a baby who already has divine energy. The difference in their powers is incomparable.
And does that mean Kakarot's now already more powerful than Frieza?
Correct, but in the same way, although his power is much more powerful than that of Frieza's, Frieza is able to annihilate him with some difficulty. He has experience on the battlefield. Kakarot can't protect himself.
Sure, I understand. I apologize for hitting you. I thought you wanted to do something bad to my son. I plan to send him to planet Earth since that Frieza wants to destroy our planet.
It surprises me how your senses are sharper than the other Saiyans. I, being a divine being, affirm that you, to Frieza, would destroy this planet in the next 2 days. What you will do with your wife and son will come with me. I can make sure that they will be more powerful, and I'm the only one in the universe for Kakarot to be able to master that energy.
I appreciate it, and of course, we'll be eternally grateful.
Don't worry, I'm sure Kakarot will be a great opponent for Mr. Beerus, so much so that I'm sure he will even be able to defeat him.
Whis with his staff would make him, Gine, get a full recovery, and he was in shock.
Bardock, what's going on? Who is he?
Gine, I don't want you to be scared. We'll leave with him. Apparently Frieza's planning to destroy our planet, and Kakarot's been able to be born with the energy of the gods of destruction. He's going to be our teacher of our son.
What? I don't understand all this. I hadn't the slightest idea that the gods, much less Kakarot, would be born with the energy beyond the gods. For that reason, Kakarot's power is to destroy everything inside her, since a mortal is not carrying this capable of being a powerful warrior like Kakarot is. I appreciate you. At this moment, we're gonna leave with you.
King Vegeta's palace would be immediately sending an order to eradicate the Saiyan Broly, because the incredible pressure would be felt all over the planet Vegeta, making him bend. I can't allow a simple baby to do more powerful than me. I can't allow this. I want them to end his life. Only my dear Vegeta could be the legendary Super Saiyan. I won't allow anyone to take his place. Multiple warriors after the Paragus would be on Broly, but Paragus, with the help of his ship, would be able to leave the planet with the intention of saving his son. You will be able to throw us as if you're simple garbage, and I swear I won't forget about that damn King Vegeta. I want your head on my throne. On the planet Beerus, everyone arrived, and on this occasion, Whis, with his power, was able to create a resistant incubator, because the incubator wasn't able to contain the energy of the God of Destruction, and thanks to this, it didn't matter if Kakarot released his power to the Ultra Ego. He couldn't crack it, much less wreak havoc all over the place. In that case, Kakarot finishes growing for about 2 months, and I'll take care of his training. Make sure to increase his power, because you, as Kakarot's father, must possess great power. I appreciate that, and of course I'll do my best. I have to become more powerful, and I know I can do it. In that case, it'd be better to start right now, since we will have the power beyond the god, or what I could try, since it is that the Saiyans know no limits. I want to check that. For me, it'd be a pleasure to be your experiment. I am able to become more powerful and protect my family, so whatever you want. Whis, with his staff, would drop a slight pressure, being similar to Frieza's max power. Bardock would fall to the ground on his knees, but despite this, he would resist. Kakarot's incredible pressure was able to crush him completely. If I compare this pressure to Kakarot's, it's nothing. I have to be able to stay normal under this pressure. Bardock, with his will and every last drop of his energy could stand, his legs were shaking. Whis would stop releasing all the pressure, and Bardock would fall to the ground, while a little blood was coming out of his mouth. Don't worry, that pressure I am able to exert with my staff is even able to heal each of your bones. At the end of it, you should not be afraid of dying, but that you would be in your training, you will feel like your body is destroyed. Doesn't interest me. I'm sure my body's capable of withstanding this and much more, since even you have said we Saiyans don't have limits. Something surprising felt over the planet. A great power would be able to be felt, and even an incubator that Whis had created started to crack. Kakarot would open his eyes a little, and because of this, a bigger power would be released over the planet of Beerus, as his incubator would be destroyed. This is amazing! He keeps unleashing all that power, he could interrupt Mr. Beerus' sleep, and I'm sure that would piss him off enough to even exterminate everyone present. Whis, with the help of his staff, would create a powerful barrier, which would contain the power of the god 40% of his power. The power of Kakarot was great, and he hadn't been able to cause any scratches to said barrier. I am surprised at the power your son's showing. I'm sure that he'd be able to surpass 3 subjects born beyond the power of the gods. What are the other warriors like Kakarot? Or are they able to help him? The only thing I can tell you is that the feats they have achieved are feats that won't be broken unless the power of Kakarot surpasses them. Whis would watch as Kakarot would calm down while the barrier would act as a new incubator.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Black girl,